Okay, so you want to know about how long the Irish driving test really is. Yeah, it seems like one of those things that should be pretty simple,
Yeah,
like a pretty straightforward answer.
so you'd think, right?
But we found this YouTube video
Okay.
by a driving instructor named Lyle, and
hmm
it turns out there's more to it than meets the eye.
Okay.
So Lyle's talking about how this one student of his said their test was only like 10 minutes long.
10 minutes.
I said 10 minutes.
Wow, that's
So right away,
really short.
we're like, hold on, what's
Yeah.
going on here?
Yeah, 10 minutes doesn't seem like nearly enough time to properly assess someone's driving abilities, you know?
Exactly.
There's got to be more to it.
Yeah, like how could you even get out on the open road in that amount of time?
Right.
Let alone, demonstrate all the necessary skills.
Exactly.
So it seems like maybe in Ireland it's not so much about the clock.
Yeah, it sounds like they're more focused on assessing actual competence rather than just sticking to some strict time limit.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So if it's not about the clock,
Mm-hmm.
then what all does the Irish driving test actually involve?
Well, so Lyle talks about some pre-driving stuff that happens first,
Right.
before you even hit the road.
Like what?
So you've got like in-office questions they ask you,
Oh, okay.
and then also they make you do like a technical check on the car.
Oh, so like making sure the lights and everything work.
Exactly. Yeah, like your lights, your brakes, your signals, making sure everything is in a working order before you even start driving.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So all that stuff adds time to the whole process, and on average, it takes about 40 minutes.
Oh, okay, 40 minutes. That
Yeah.
sounds a lot more reasonable.
Yeah, 40 minutes gives them enough time to really get a sense of your skills and make sure you're safe out there.
Right.
10 minutes is just not enough for that.
No, definitely not. But hold on. I remember Lyle mentioning something about the test ending early.
Oh, yeah.
If the examiner sees some kind of major issue,
Yeah, that's right.
like let's say you totally mess up a hill start or something, could you really be back at the DMV in like 30 minutes?
Yeah, it's definitely possible the examiner has the authority to just end the test right then and there if they determine that the driver just isn't safe to be on the road.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not about like punishing every little mistake. It's about making sure there's like a baseline level of competence before they let you loose on the public.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want someone who can't even handle a hill start out there driving around.
Right.
So it's really about safety, first and foremost.
Exactly. Safety is the top priority.
It seems like that approach is actually a lot more realistic than just making everyone drive around for like a set amount of time, no matter how they're actually doing.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It takes into account that everyone learns at a different pace, and some people might need a bit more time to demonstrate their skills.
Yeah, that's true. But doesn't that also make it kind of subjective? I mean, one examiner might be stricter than another, right?
Yeah, that's a valid point. It
Yeah.
does introduce a human element into the equation, for sure. But think about it this way. Driving in the real world is full of unexpected situations.
Oh, yeah, true.
Having an examiner who can assess your reactions and decision-making, like right there on the spot, might actually give you a better idea of how you'd handle real-life driving. You know what I mean?
That's true. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's not just about memorizing the rules of the road. It's about being able to think on your feet and react appropriately to whatever comes your way.
So it sounds like the Irish driving test is less about checking boxes and more about like getting a feel for the driver's overall ability
Precisely.
and making sure those new drivers are actually ready to handle anything that comes at them on the road.
Exactly.
Wow, that's a pretty cool approach, I think.
It is. It puts a lot of emphasis on the judgment of the examiner
Yeah.
rather than just relying on a stopwatch.
Makes you think, huh?
It does.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, what do you think about this system? Do you think this emphasis on the examiner's judgment rather than a strict time limit ultimately leads to safer drivers?
That's a really good question. I'd have to think about that a bit more.
Yeah, it's something to ponder.
Definitely. Thanks for bringing all this to light, though. I feel like I have a much better understanding of how the Irish driving test works now.
You're welcome. Glad we could shed some light on it for you.
It's always fascinating to see how different countries approach things like driver's education.
Absolutely. There's a lot we can learn from each other.
And for all of you listening out there, what do you think about this system? Let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, join the conversation.
Until next time, drive safe, everyone.